Hi, everyone. This is Elsie Kerns, Wellness with Elsie. And tonight, I have a question for you because everyone knows how great you feel after a good night's sleep. Well, what happens when you don't get that great sleep night after night? And how do you think it's affecting you? I was curious, so I decided to ask the experts. And tonight, I'm talking with Marilee and Dr. Duncan Goheen, and they have a sleep mastery method program. And I want to hear all about it and share it with you. So, welcome, Marilee and Duncan. How about if you
Thank you.
say
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
so, what happens after a period of time when people are not getting the quality sleep? How is it affecting them emotionally and physically and mentally? Because I know you've researched this and studied it for a long time.
Okay, that's a good question. So there's two parts to this. One is short term, the other is long term. So short term, we know that, for example, there's more traffic accidents caused by drowsy sleeping than there is by alcohol and drugs combined. It's absolutely huge. So after people, if they miss a night's sleep or even just not getting to sleep in time and that sort of thing, just dropping off, that can happen pretty quickly. So there's short-term effects that we're all aware of, but it's the long-term effects that we're beginning to learn more and more about. And essentially, pretty well all the major chronic illnesses that we can think of are impacted by sleep loss very significantly. Shift workers, for example, the World Health Organization is now saying that shift work is carcinogenic. They've linked sleep loss to cancer-causing issues, and it's long been known in terms of heart attacks, heart issues. Inflammation builds up. There's blockages and all kinds of heart problems. Same story right across the board with pretty well most major. We're designed to spend a third of our life sleeping, essentially, and we've changed that pretty dramatically in our culture. We've de-emphasized sleep, and it's really been at our expense. And we're sleeping 1 to 2 hours less now than we did 100 years ago on average, and we're paying a big price for it. And of course, mental health. All of the mental illnesses are associated with sleep loss, and with the sleep sciences now, it's beginning to track what's happening in the brain during we have our sleep cycles through the night. We have roughly 90 minutes sleep cycles, and each of those sleep cycles have their own particular characteristics, their own particular functions. And if we don't get a full cross section of those, it impairs brain function, it impairs physical health, mental health, right across the board. So we're seeing it now as the foundation of health. Right across the board: mental health, physical health, emotional health. Yeah.
So, Duncan, you were explaining to me that the brain actually cleans itself at night and clears out stuff. How does that happen? And when during the sleep pattern? What happens if it doesn't, if we don't clear?
Okay, well, that's a good question. So we have the lymph system in our body that's cleaning all the time, but that does not extend into the brain. There's a separate cleansing process that happens in the brain, and it accelerates during sleep. So if it's not happening during sleep, we're missing out on a lot of that cleaning. And there's certain proteins that are normally cleaned out of the brain that need to be cleaned out of the brain. And if they're not cleaned out, we're now beginning to see like dementia, Alzheimer's, those proteins associated now with dementia, Alzheimer's, and so on. So it's one of those effects that until we were able to really track in the brain what was happening with the sleep sciences, weren't able to see the cause-effect relationship there. but it's a hugely important one in terms of brain function, in terms of, just you do an IQ test when you're well rested and do another one, just stay up for 24 hours and see what happens. It just goes through the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that you've also developed a kind of a unique sound system for sleep and for the other part of your program. And how does sound help with sleep?
Well, sound is one of the most powerful means of rejuvenation and healing that we have, and we're beginning to learn more and more about it. But I started working with sound in the 80s and developed some unique programs around that. And that the sound is extremely powerful. You're an expert in energy medicine. You know the importance of cleansing and balancing and energizing. Well, this sound does that quicker than anything we've seen yet. There's nothing that'll give you a quicker mood change than listening to some of your favorite music, as you well know. You just listen to it and all of a sudden, boom, it could take you 5 or 10 minutes, maybe using some affirmations to get to that place. Whereas in a few seconds, that particular music, all of a sudden, boom. And with the sound, it's cleansing the entire energy system, the chakras, and it's balancing and so on. And then the sonic for insomnia in particular is really focusing in particularly on those energy centers that are most affected when we're not able to sleep and so on. So it's a tool that's very powerful and just helps do in a short period of time what otherwise we may not be able to do, or we may take a much longer time. And it can be used on any MP3 player on our phone or any MP3 device as well. So yeah, it's a very powerful program, and that's included in our Sleep Mastery Method program. It's a part of one of the tools.
Well, I understand that you have some free videos on your website, and I have your website listed on the information here tonight, and that is something that people can they purchase the sound thing separately or just as a part of this Sleep Mastery program?
Yeah. So do you want to talk for a minute, Marilee?
Yeah. Yep. So the way it works is we have a whole bunch of different things in our Sleep Mastery program, and so it comes as a bundle. So we have the cognitive behavior therapy, which understands what sleep is, what our belief system is with sleep. We help people with their diary. We give them feedback on their sleep diary. There's a lot of interaction in the 6-week program. So we're helping people understand it and work with it. And each person is a bit different. So it might be that some of the components that we give them are more valuable to them, but we have enough things for everyone, including the sonic sleep program, which is very powerful. So it is part of the package.
Yeah.
And Marilee, I just want to mention that you and I talked another time, and you had some information that you were sharing about how sleep is different for women and what they need versus men. I thought that was interesting. I never put those two things together.
Yes, well, women are a wee bit more complex because we also have the menstrual cycles that go through our system. And then we also have the circadian rhythm, which everyone has, which is the day and night, the dark and light. And that connects with our melatonin and our serotonin and how we can sleep, how we can wake up. So there is that. But also with women, it's even more important for the room to be completely dark when we're sleeping. So if we can't get the blackout shades, then we can wear that eye mask. Mm-hmm. Because if we're not able to get it dark enough, then women aren't able to create the melatonin that they need in order to get to sleep and stay asleep. So women are a little bit more tricky because of so many different systems going on. So we just have to be aware that that those things are important. And when melatonin is starting to work with us, if we push through those eight, being tired in the evening at 8 or 9, push through until 11 or 12, then what we've done is broken that serotonin, that melatonin level, and then it's much harder to get to sleep. So understanding all those systems, and then as Duncan mentioned too, the 90-minute sleep cycles, that has to be in rhythm as well. And then maybe you want to talk about sleep pressure, because that's another system that has to be balanced.
Yeah, like as we're awake during our awake time, there's an adenosine buildup in the brain, and as that builds up, when it crosses a certain threshold, that really triggers our sleepiness response. And if that's in sync with their circadian rhythm at the same time, then that's the best of all worlds. And so we help people get in tune and in touch with all of those systems in order to get optimal sleep, optimal rest. So there's a certain level of understanding and so on that we focus on in the program, but at the end of the day, the real purpose of is transformation in people, in sleep patterns and in health and in wellness and energy levels, helping mom be able to keep up with her kids, helping people work smarter, faster, do what they need to do. And if there's health issues and so on, helping really turn around those health issues, because, as we get better sleep, it strengthens our immune system. If our sleep is reversed, then it's suppressing our immune system, and which has effects right through the system. So our objective is total transformation in terms of sleep behavior, not only now, but to have a program that, we all fall off, we all get off track once in a while, but to have a program that recognizes that and then has the tools and the understanding and the training to get back on track, so that there's good sleep patterns for the rest of our life, which will serve us well for all. Yeah.
So I think I just add one more thing about women, and that is relationships are very important for men and women. And in our relationships, it's very difficult to carry on a relationship, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's with our friends or loved ones. If we haven't got enough sleep, we end up being shorter fuse, shorter temper, more irritable, and that can reflect very quickly into relationships. So, and mental health, they've done a lot of research, and when we go, if we get very, very frightened by something, what happens in our body is the amygdala lights up, and then we go into fight, flight, and freeze. Well, that in sleep research can also be triggered through lack of sleep. So we can have people very, very violent, angry, upset, very emotionally not stable, and it's caused from them not getting the proper sleep. Even panic attacks can be caused by lack of sleep. So a lot of people thinking that they have mental problems and they are acting out mental illness, but the underlying cause is they're not getting enough sleep. So their body isn't able to, their brain isn't able to integrate all the emotions of the day so that they can start a new day fresh.
Well, maybe that explains why we have so much rage out there in the world today.
Yeah. You need to go down to Washington there and help them sleep better.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, you mentioned the 5 videos, and we have put together 5 videos for your viewers, and they cover a lot of the subjects that we've been talking about, only in a lot more depth. And we've made those available. Those are available free of charge. There's no charge there, so people can get a hold of yourself, or info@globalhealthify.com is our email, and the website is globalhealthify.com. So those those go through a lot of the things that we've been talking about in terms of the essential foundation for all our health is our sleep. We talk about the contamination issue, which we haven't talked about here, but which is extremely important in terms of our sleep, because we can be around other people and their energy can impact our energy field and really throw things off balance. And if we're not aware of it, it's sort of like, why am I behaving like this? Why am I feeling like this? That doesn't necessarily change the feeling or the behavior, but it's a puzzle to us. But we talk about being sensitive to that, and then what to do about it when there is contamination, how to get some cleansing happening there. And then that can very much impact our sleep. So if there's a contamination issue happening, that can really keep us awake at night, prevent us from getting to sleep, prevent us from staying asleep at night, and so on. So we get into a number of those issues. We talk about the impact of sleep on brain health and what's happening there and things that you can do as well. So those 5 videos are available. And as I say, they're available at no charge. We're happy to make those available to your viewers.
And you will be launching a new sleep mastery method program soon, I hope.
Yeah. There'll be one coming up, and we'll be actually in about a week's time. A lot of those will be those videos will be coming out, and then in the following week we'll be talking about the particular online course for people to get better sleep and better health and everything resulting from it. Yeah.
Well, the fact that it's online is great, because I know it'll be recorded. So if someone can't make the night or the event, that they can always go back and view that. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yeah. And there's live interaction on it. We're going to have, it's going to be fully interactive. And there's going to be some big bonuses, not the least of which is the Sonic that we just talked about, which is a whole treatment program on itself. But also there is going to be one-to-one support, so that people can hone in, that every one of us have some things that are unique. And so through some of that one-to-one support, we'll be able to, and they'll be set up through Skype or Zoom or the telephone, but there will be that one-to-one as well. So there will be a lot of opportunity there for people to get, exactly what they need because it is a proven step-by-step program that we have. And it's been there. We put that in place, as a result of the 25 plus years that we've been running our clinics and training programs and so on. So it's an excellent program, and we really encourage anybody that has any sleep issues or sleep problems, or if you know anybody that does, to encourage them to take a look. And we'll be explaining what the program's about and details that'll be coming further in about a week's time.
Duncan, what I know is that all the research that you and Marilee have done over the years makes this program that you offer very personalized for people, because as you said, everyone is unique in their own way and their own needs for this situation.
Yeah. That's true. And it's to have it's so important in terms of how we prepare, for sleep at night, and we go into that in detail. It's important what we eat, and it's important what we don't eat prior to going to sleep. It's important in terms of our physical exercise, what to do and what not to do, and then the inner game is so important as well. So we cover all the bases and put a program together that's really designed to make a difference, a very positive difference for people.
Sounds very dynamic, and I hope in that what to eat in food that ice cream is okay.
Well, better be. Yes. In moderation. It depends how much sugar there is on, because we really, we really need to monitor that sugar intake anytime, but before bed for sure.
So once again, everyone, that website is globalhealthify.com. It's listed right above the Be Live there. You can click on it. And if you have any questions, very easy to contact them and email Duncan and Marilee and ask a little bit more about what you need for your sleep. So this was great. I'm so glad you're going to launch this online course over the next couple of weeks, really.
Yeah. We're very excited about it. We've done most of our work. It's been sort of the bricks and mortar and so on, and so we've been working really hard on the online. We've done a lot of distant work over the years and distant treatment and so on, but this is going to bring it to another whole level. So no matter where people live, or regardless of what their schedule is, they'll be able to access this. So we're really excited about bringing it out.
And we appreciate your work too, what you're doing to help people with energy and with knowing more and more about things. It's very good.
Well, thanks. Well, energy medicine is the way of the future, and you're obviously using that and helping people understand it as well. To be aware of it, they have to be aware of that in order to help themselves get healthier, have a better life, and be able to enjoy life more.
This is true. Yeah. For sure. So thank you for having us.
You're welcome. So I just want to say thanks to Mary Lynn. I'm glad you joined us, and Linda Delamar, Judith, a couple of other people have some nice comments. So thanks everyone for joining us. And again, the link is up there for Duncan and Marilee's website, and you can get even more information, the whole story. It's a very, very comprehensive site. And in a couple of weeks, we'll be letting you know also that program will launch online, so you have no excuses. Even though they're in British Columbia, you'll be able to get that live right to yourself via Skype or Zoom or on the phone, however they set it up, right?
Yeah. And those videos, make sure you get your videos. Again, those are really important. There's a lot of good stuff in it, and the price is right.
Yes, they're free. Okay, thanks everyone. It was great, Duncan. I'm glad we got this together. And Marilee, sometime I'd like you to talk even more about the pranic healing work that you do and so on, which I love pranic healing, and I think that's something that people aren't as aware of as other healings, but I'm sure that you can explain what you do with it.
That's right. And there is a pranic healing treatment in this package that we give people. What they get is one of those pranic treatments. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, wow, that's really comprehensive then. Okay, everybody, have a good night and sleep well tonight. And if you have any sleep issues, you know who to contact, the expert at globalhealthify.com. Okay, good night, everyone.
Thanks, Elsie.